So friends, today we have this topic that is gratitude, gratefulness, gratitude. An emotion. Ask yourself, do you ever feel grateful in life? Not many people feel grateful, no gratitude. Because gratitude, or to be grateful, is a spontaneous emotion when you feel fulfilled and blessed. If you ask a very frustrated individual who has everything negative in his life, he shall question you, challenge you. Why shall I feel grateful to anybody? What is the society has given me that I should be feeling grateful? Why should I feel grateful to the creation? What has it given to me? Why shall I be grateful to my parents? Rather, I am very angry. I'm very angry, I'm very frustrated. Almost I wish to be a nihilistic, atheist, totally negative attitude of your life, because the body that I got, because of which I am in deep trouble. Every moment there is fear of death. If there is a problem about living, it is because I have got this body. I have problems because I don't have anything that I want. I want food, food is not there. I want to see, hear, taste, touch, smell. Things are not available. And the physical body is continuously troubling. Every moment it is changing, dying, aging. So what is so great about my life that I should feel grateful? So you can see that, friends, for most people, the founding block of their life is ingratitude. Because they themselves are continuously pained. They feel cursed. They never feel blessed. Only a blessed person who feels blessed, oh, what a life it is, how beautiful. Why do you feel grateful to this sunshine? Without this sunshine, you will be dead. So nice that the sun is shining, the season is beautiful, there is full harvest, there is no earthquake, no tsunami, no tornado, no cyclone, there is no war in the world. How do you feel? I'm so grateful for it. But a person who is continuously, think of it, a person who is continuously and constantly bombarded by a sense of negativity, a sense of being cursed. My whole life is a curse. Nobody loves me, nobody likes me. And that nobody loves me and nobody likes me includes himself, the somebody. When people say that nobody loves me, ask yourself a question, does it include you? Because you also don't love yourself. Nobody likes me, that also includes you. You also do not like yourself. So not many people you shall come across in life who look fulfilled, who live fulfilled, and that you don't have to look at others. First ask yourself. Don't look for a fulfilled person in life, friends. Please. Do not look for a fulfilled person. You will never find one. Because as long as you are unfulfilled, as long as you feel cursed and you think life is a curse, it's not a blessing, you shall never find somebody Who shall feel fulfilled? Who shall find fulfilled? Because you yourself do not know what fulfillment means. You do not know what it means to feel blessed. You do not know what it means to feel happy, but do not know what it means to feel fulfilled. So you cannot see something in other people. It doesn't work, friends. Is it so difficult? First thing, friends, ask yourself, any time, this morning I was reading something, listening to, in fact, there was somebody sent a nice message. An atheist, a person who doesn't believe in anything. And the atheist, you think they don't believe in God. That is, of course, they don't believe in God. But atheist means he doesn't believe in himself also. Not only he says that God doesn't exist, but he also feels, I don't exist. That type of nihilistic attitude. The person doesn't believe. Because please understand, some people are proud of their belief. Think about it. Some people are proud of their disbelief. Usually we do it in relation to a God. Do you believe in a God? No. Why? There is no such thing as a God. Why? Because there is no such thing as a God. Don't ask reason. Other person says, I believe in God. Why? Because there is a God. How do you know? I believe. And why do you believe? Don't ask. So the person who believes doesn't want to question his belief. The person who doesn't believe, he also doesn't want to question his disbelief. Think, friends, what is more important? Your belief, your disbelief, or you? Ask a very simple question. What is more important? Your belief, your disbelief, or you? What is more important? Your belief in a creator, in a God, your disbelief in a creator or a God, your challenging the creation or your accepting a creation, all this challenge and acceptance or a rejection, all your belief and disbelief in something is possible only if you are here. That is, except human beings, no other species in this universe has any existential conflict. No sense of problem, no sense of misery, nothing. And why an individual, a human being living in this universe has a sense of conflict? Understand, friends, please see for yourself. Not every person believes and disbelieves, as when you yourself did not have any conflict of belief or disbelief as long as you are a child. Children have no sense of belief and disbelief. Do you have belief when you are 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old? No. When you develop an individuality, a personality, individual sense comes. That is where comes the sprouting of belief, disbelief, agnostic, iconoclastic. There is no God, there is no nothing. You are suddenly frustrated. You challenge, question everything. And who is challenging? Individuality. That is the only human beings can feel cursed, can feel occasionally pleased. So by chance your disbelief falls, sometimes you feel good. Appa, I am happy, my disbelief came to an end. Or sometimes you are a very, very simple believer and therefore you are cheated. Appa, it is such a relief that my soul sense of this so-called simple belief went away. That means what? when your belief goes away, your disbelief goes away, you still survive. Understand? And if you survive as a believer, you will be challenged. You survive as a non-believer, you will feel challenged. Your belief can be challenged. Your disbelief also can be challenged. However much you may quote, this book says so, this holy book says so, this holy man says so, this wise man says so, this million-year-old tradition says so, to which we are arguing, they do not accept your source of wisdom. They completely dismiss. You talk about a book, he says, I don't believe in that book. You talk about a person, I don't believe in that person. You tell me what is your belief. Why are you quoting me somewhere? Understand, friends. This is this morning it was amazing, beautiful. Walking on the alone as usual, and you can't walk alone with anybody. How can you walk alone with anybody? You are walking alone in this universe. If you are really perceptive, you shall see, surrounded by the vast space, stars and galaxies, earth, water, fire, space, trees, animals, visible, invisible microbes, trillions of living, non-living entities. Only you are thinking. Your knees have no conflict. Your toes have no conflict. Your stomach has no conflict. Your brain has no conflict. Your eyes have no conflict. Your whole body has no conflict. Neither your thoughts are conflict by themselves, nor it is a conflicting thing that you are conscious. I, individuality. One thought. Think for yourself. In this so-called cacophony, that noise of disbelieving everybody or believing everybody, the believer is hiding, the I is hiding. A believer is as much as an individuality, the non-believer also is an individuality. Nobody cares, neither you shall care for what you believe or do not believe, unless you are there. That there is a riches is not a problem unless I say I am rich. That there is a poverty is not a problem unless I say I am poor. Understand? Living, the life doesn't celebrate itself. I am living, I am celebrating. The death is not mourning itself. I am dying. Will you ever appreciate that? One little thought. That you will listen to yourself and listen to yourself. Just do not lose yourself in the exploding emotions of many kinds. Faith, lack of faith, belief, disbelief, this book, that book, this chanting, that chanting, this ritual, that ritual, this practice, that practice, this thought, that thought. No. Nobody and nothing has a sense of mystery. Nobody and nothing has a sense of frustration, belief, disbelief, helplessness or strength, acceptance or rejection, except only one thought, I thought, individuality. That is why the celebrated name that we Upanishads are amazing because Ahankar, one name. And what a beautiful word it is. Aham karomi iti buddhi, I do. And what does this do? Nothing, except dragging all that is done for you. When you say, I live, who is living? We say, I die. Who is dying? The body is alive, I am living. What is old? I am old. What is young? I am young. Action-wise, see that. Legs walking, I am walking. Legs paralyzed, I am paralyzed. Knee crawling, I am crawling. Knees paralyzed, you are paralyzed. Hands lifting, you are lifting. Hands paralyzed, you are paralyzed. Eyes see, I see. Eyes go blind, I am blind. Ears hear, I hear. Ears go deaf, I am deaf. Are you getting that point? Heart is pumping, I am alive. Heart is, oh, I am dying. Yes. Are you with it? You might have heard a million times. Have you felt it once? All these things, friends, nothing is new. Have you felt it? That there is a sense of conflict, misery, pain. Everything is there associated with one thing, only one thought. Nothing else has a conflict. The thoughts are coming. But thoughts are not thinking. Thoughts have no sense of conflict. Object of thought have no sense of conflict. Thought is a picture. How can thought have a conflict? Thoughts by themselves are not emotion, as an object is not an emotion. That is why this subject is so instantaneous, so beautiful. First appreciate, friends. Until you do not understand yourself, until you are free from the tyranny of this individuality, you shall never feel grateful in life. Because I is there to say I am frustrated. I have nothing. Nobody likes me. Nobody cares for me. Or I don't have things which other people have. Either comparison, competition. You are in a comparative dimension, competitive dimension. Even in disbelief, who is more greater unbeliever than the other? Understand? Who is a greater believer than myself? I am a greater believer. I am a greater renunciate. He is a smaller renunciate. I have studied so many books. This fellow has not started even alphabet. I am 30-year-old, 50-year-old, 100-year-old, and this fellow is 20-year-old. Are you getting that sense of superiority? The sense of inferiority? The sense of all that you think for yourself? Sense of inferiority, superiority. I am fasting longer than the other person. I am feasting longer than the other person. I have gone to Himalayan heights. This fellow is in the desert. Is it all the sign of spiritual growth? Who are you? Are you getting that point? That one thought which drags everything towards itself. And you are always low, or sometimes high and sometimes low. Living is a curse. I am not telling you that you are a curse. You ask yourself, do you feel cursed in life or blessed in life? Ask yourself. If you are down and out, if your sense of limitation is overwhelming, you can never feel grateful to anybody. You shall curse everybody. My parents were the worst. Because of that. That is why children challenge their parents. They will not challenge anybody. Why did you bring me to this world if you could not take care of me? Now suppose there are no parents to fight, he shall fight with a God, imaginary God. The God is unjust. Or else how can there be so much of death and pain and misery? Wow! How fantastic! The believer is singing the glory of the belief, the non-believer is singing the glory of the disbelief. Understand the point, friends. You do not appreciate that your belief and disbelief your sense of ignorance and wisdom, it all depends on the I. One person, individually, the I thought. Living and dying, who feels that? That is why, please understand friends, your existence is not a matter of belief and disbelief. Careful, please. Your existence is not a matter of belief and disbelief. You may question the existence of a God, a creator. You may question the existence of anything for that matter. Or you can disbelieve anything you like. Can you believe, listen friends, about yourself, the I, is it a matter of belief or disbelief? You are experiencing this universe, listen carefully. You are experiencing this universe, and experiencing the universe is not in a non-existent universe. You are experiencing the body is not a non-existent body. You are experiencing your senses is not a non-existent sensation. You are experiencing your thought is not a matter of belief or disbelief. You are experiencing, existing. Is it a matter of faith? Matter of belief? You are experiencing is reality. And what is experiencing? Don't say, seeing is experiencing, not seeing also is experiencing. Don't say, hearing is experiencing, not hearing also is experiencing. You are having a thought is not experiencing, not having a thought also is experiencing. That experiencing goes beyond your perceptions, sensations, thoughts, memories, even the individuality of every kind. That is your sense of being conscious. It is so direct, so immediate, so inescapable, where nothing can touch it. Nothing can touch it. You look at the universe, that is why children understand. Some people are children, they never grow up. Have you seen children playing with the dust and the stick outside, playing with some little tinkle colored objects? Do they have any questions about the universe? They don't have any questions about the universe. There are many people, almost, what percentage can I give? You just think for yourself. There are many people, like grown-up babies, they are still playing with toys. Like Shankara says, balastavat krida saktaha. The children playing with the toys, tarunastavat taruni raktaha. The youngsters playing with another youngster, girl, boy, all that stuff, taruni raktaha. Buddhastavat chintamagna, the old man also is playing with the toys. What are they? Thought toys. Parame brahmani kopina lagna. Nobody is understanding being with himself. The whole world is a baby's world. And the people who are playing with ideas, believers and unbelievers, theists and atheists, again they are playing with ideas, playing with concepts. Think friends, if your father is a non-believer, you tend to be a non-believer. Your parents are believers, you tend to be a believer. Then you come across your friends, come across the society, come across your schools, your colleges, your universities, whatever the influence is. Think of it, whatever your influence is, that is what completely destroys you. Think for yourself. As you saw many times, when you are born, when your body is born, you are never born. Ajoganitya sashvatayam purana nanyate hanyamane sarira. You are never born. Your body is born. Your sense of birth doesn't come until the individuality comes and says, I am born. You are never born. Your physical body is born. A thought is born. A thought begins. A body begins. A thought begins. Your perceptions begin. Your impressions begin. Your emotions also begin. All begin in the beginningless consciousness that you are. It's already there. That is why experiencing eternal. And what is this? Lovely that the Upanishads, I say that once, is not because the book says so, therefore it is there. Because it is there, the book talks about it. Experiencing your being is continuous. Nobody can give you to yourself, neither you can deny yourself. Do you understand that point? You feel challenged because your identities are challenged. Identities can be denied. When you are born, what was the citizenship? What was your faith? What was your name? Ask yourself, when the body is born, if you are already lost in your name, look at the baby who is born. What was this baby's name? What is his faith? What is his status? What language shall he speak? What belief he shall have? You have to give it to him. Understand the point? You have to give it to him. And this boy, this child, everything is given to him. In a sense, unconsciously he is borrowing identities from the universe. Are you getting that point? He is borrowing the identities from the universe. You can't say he is borrowing, but it is not there to borrow. You are lending him, imposing ideas on him. And then the poor child spends the rest of his life defending the stupid idea that is given to him. This is your faith. This is your name. This is your sex, your body. When you grow up, you don't like it. You change your sex also. A man becomes a woman makes herself a man. You change your names, you change your citizenship, you change your belief, you change everything that is given to you. But you cannot change the one, the I, the individuality, which is changing everything. And you think that one is a permanent thing. That is also another name. Understand, friends, you are born nameless, you are existing nameless, you shall continue to be nameless. A name is given and it drops out. As long as you are lost in that naming and therefore the sense of limitation, it is like a hanging on you, the death hanging on you. How can you feel grateful in life? Unhappy, miserable, dying, frustrated, completely living in a world of comparison and competition and contrast. You shall never be left alone satisfied, because always the other man's poverty will make you feel arrogant. I am a rich man. Other man's greater rich will make you feel frustrated. I don't have anything. That is why you are in a constant state of oscillation, moving, changing. But if you look at the universe, just think from the external-most dimension, space. Does the space show any restlessness? Everything in space, moving and changing. The space itself. Sounds begin, grow, change, disappear, fade away. Silence. Are you creating? As even outside, so also within. As we saw, you're experiencing, which is continuous. Experiencing is continuous. Listen to this. Be a child. Just be a child. Do you see this? What shall you say?
Yes.
The moment you say yes, listen carefully. Do you see this? You say yes. I shall ask you, how do you see? What shall you say? Eyes. How do you see? With my eyes. Now friends, this is a $1 million question to you. Think it over. Again and again I said, think, because thinking has destroyed us. The moment you correct your thinking, everything is fantastic. That is why Upanishads are so beautiful. It's not a matter of belief. You may begin with a belief, but don't end up with a belief. You are the source of everything in this universe. So how do you see this, sir? Eyes. Now tell me, that your eyes see or that your eyes cannot see, you shall tell that to me or I shall tell it to you. Your eyes see. Do you see this flower? Yes. How? With my eyes. How do you say? That you can see, you should say tell me or I should tell you. Because your eyes can be there, you may not be seeing, because it looks like an eye, but is maybe the cornea is lost. Your eyes are there, but you have to say that I see. I cannot say you see. Now go one step further. The moment you see this flower, the thought of the flower also is in your head. I show you the red flower also. Now two thoughts are there. Red flower, red hibiscus, pink hibiscus. Two flower thoughts are there. Are they there? Yes. Can your eyes see those thoughts? No. Listen carefully. Eyes see the forms. The thought of the forms are there. Eyes cannot see them. Are you listening to what I say? You say yes. How? Your ears hear. That you can hear, only you tell me. Because your ears are visible. Whether your ears can hear or not, only you have to tell me. I can hear clearly or I can hear less or more. Only you have to tell. I can tell you, your sense of hearing belongs to you. You can't say, yes Swamiji, I am hearing. Why? Because your grace. No, don't give me your grace. I am not here to give grace to anybody. Nothing gives you grace, sir. You are the master of this universe. Everything is there. But think it over. Or else you shall feel frustrated all the time in life. You shall be ungrateful to yourself, to everybody. You shall destroy yourself and everybody. Unfulfilled heart has no gratitude. Unfulfilled, unhappy, miserable person are nobody's friend. They are only their personal friend, in which selfishness, limitation drowns them, overwhelms them, and they shall destroy everybody else. Why? Unfulfilled. They are nobody's friend. They are totally selfish. Anyway, friend, think of it. So that you can hear, you only tell me. I can't tell you. That you can taste, only you have to tell. I can't tell you. That you can smell, only you have to tell me. Do you have COVID? You have to tell, na? Can you smell? If you say yes, how do I know you are not smelling and telling a lie? Now, true to the perception, I just see this flower, flower thoughts are there. But your eyes can't see it. You heard some sound with your ear, the thought of the sound is there. Your ears cannot hear the sound of your thought. Your tongue cannot taste the thought of the taste. Your nose cannot smell the thought of the smell. Your hand cannot touch the thought of the touch sensation. Subtle thoughts of sound, touch, taste, smell, sight. How do you know? Do you know them? Do you see them or do you know them? Do you hear them or ignore them? You touch them or ignore them? You taste them or know them? You smell those or you taste, you know those. You are knowing. Tell me, friends, do you have to tell I know or I have to tell you you are knowing? Are you getting that subtle statement? Are you getting it? Do you have to tell me? Do you have to announce to me, Swamiji, I know my thoughts? Or I have to tell you, you are knowing your thoughts. Who shall confirm it? You have to say, I know. What more are you waiting for? Knowing, meaning what? I'm experiencing my thought. Experiencing thought means I'm knowing my thought. I'm experiencing a sight means I'm knowing the sight. I'm experiencing a sound means I'm knowing a sound. I'm experiencing a touch, I'm knowing the touch. I'm experiencing the absence of a thought, absence of a touch, absence of a taste, absence of a faith, presence of a faith. Experiencing means you're knowing. Nobody shall take it away from you. You have to give it to me. No guru has to tell you that you are conscious. Am I stupid? It's like telling, you can see. Suppose you can't see, if I say see, can you see? Suppose your eyes are visible, but the eyes are defunct. Nowadays you have the glassy eyes. People put that eyes so that they don't look blind. It doesn't see, non-functional apparatus. You have to tell me that you see. I can't tell you you see. You have to tell me you are touching. I can't say that you are touching. Your sensation, how do I know? So every perception, Ishvara. I see, I hear, I touch, I taste, I smell. How? With your senses, thoughts. Your sense organs cannot see them. Other people outside also cannot see them. But you know them. Do you know or not? Who shall tell me? Yes, Swamiji, I know. How? The knowing is an experiencing. Conscious, continuous. You cannot stop knowing. Please stop knowing. If I say stop seeing, you close your eyes. Stop hearing. Stop tasting, don't put anything on your tongue. Do you have thoughts? Yes. How do you know that? I know it. Have this thought of the red hibiscus? Yes. Stop knowing it. Stop knowing it. Please stop knowing it. You shall be laughing and ridiculing me. This man is dumb. How can I stop knowing? Yes, sir. I want to be proved dumb so that you become smart. Who shall give you that? My guru gives you. No guru gives it. Krishna also did not give it to Arjuna. And when he asked at the end of the teaching, Arjuna, I told you so many things. Did you understand? Whether you understand it or not, you tell me or I shall tell you. No, you are guru, no. You should tell me whether I understood or not. I don't want to be guru of such idiots. You go. Learn somewhere. And what Arjuna said, I understood. How? Nashta moha, smriti labdha. My delusion is gone. I gained back the memory, meaning I was always using it, not knowing that I am using it. Now I know it. So smriti, as though you reminded me, O God. You reminded me of myself. Even Krishna did not give it to Arjuna. He said, don't go there and stand in front of it. I am doing your massage your feet for 1 million years and let me get it. And then suppose you did not get what you wanted, so you pull the leg also. This gratitude, understand friends, is natural. The person who was feeling that he is dying every moment, losing every moment, is an eternal loser, hated every moment, miserable every moment, drying up, dying every moment, when he suddenly discovers he is the immortal, absolute, all experience, ever conscious, eternal existing, what will happen? That heart will be flooded with sheer gratitude. Thank you for this wonderful life. Therefore, my parents, wonderful. My friends, my teachers, whatever has happened in my life is amazingly graceful. Why? Without that, I will not be what I am. Even the experiences which put you into this, the most miserable experience, maybe your father died, your mother died, maybe your worst friend was a treacherous rascal. Everybody cheated you. But because of that, you come to this knowledge. And when you understand this, what shall you say? Every little disaster of my life was a blessed stone, stepping stone. Without that, I will not be here. For me to be me, for me to be eternal, absolute consciousness, to discover that, whatever something happened in my life was a huge blessing. So whom shall I be grateful? To every person. The person who was a distractor, the person who is an idiot, the person who created a problem for you, the person who supported, helped you. Everybody is a blessing, everything is a blessing. Gratitude is normal. You can see it in your life, friends. Come down to the relative world. How many people have gratitude to their parents? How many people are grateful to their parents? Imagine a father, a mother, a boy, a man and a woman. You didn't exist, they existed. And he or she, just make it a story. He wanted to grow, as he is growing up, and he wants to have a little nest for himself, to live alone, to live in that. The companion is needed. So get a husband or wife, get a husband or wife for your house, you brought them in and organized everything. Think of it. Organized everything and then expecting the arrival of a child, you brought in those things also. Furniture, this and that. Just think of it, the beginning of a story of a life. And the child comes in. Then what happens? Everything is built up, everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. The parents built everything without the help of the child. According to his power. According to her power. The parent did everything. They enjoyed living, wanted to have a family, they produced a child, and child also grows up nicely, beautiful, very, very nice. The child is a great joy because it has no individuality, no nothing, wonderful, very nice. They grew up. And then what happens? Think of it. The child goes to school, doesn't study, becomes a failure. Anything he does could not do anything. Think, friends. And he starts feeling suffocated. Why? Others are succeeding, I am failing. Others can do it, I cannot do it. When the sense of frustration comes up, what will he say? Who is responsible for it? Parents. Like, why didn't you study in the school? Teachers are bad. Why did you fail in the examination? Question paper was stupid. Why didn't you get a job? People were corrupt. They did not get the money. For every failure of yours, you shall hold everybody responsible. But for every little success, you shall hold yourself responsible. For every failure of yours. And the immediate cause will be your parents are the worst fellow. They are the worst because they brought you for everything. So they did not give money. They did not put me into the school. That they put you into the school, you didn't study is a different thing. Just see that, friends. But suppose there is a child who did well, did everything well. What shall I say? Adorable parents. He studied. Two children, both went to school. One studied, one did not study. One who studied, grateful. One who could not study, ungrateful, blaming to the parents. Listen carefully. And then it so happens, then what will happen? Suppose the child is growing up, then the parents said, okay, now that it is there, my business, you take over. As even there is a failure everywhere, it took over the business, that also is a failure. Why did the business fail? All people are like that. Everybody is useless. They will blame the parents for that. Why did you have to build a business? Why should I look after it? First the question is, why did you bring me into this world? And then slowly he will graduate into what? Not only parents are responsible, their belief also is stupid. They believed in a God, this whatever called the God or the creation or the creator, everybody is a rascal. Why? I am a rascal. Unfulfilled. And then what shall he say? Okay, all right, you run the house. You run the house now. Our parents say, you run the house. What shall he say? Now suddenly he shall own up that I am the owner of this house. Think, he did not build the house. Listen carefully, he did not build the house. He did not build any facilities there. Nothing. And see the story, friends. The father built the house is not ungrateful. Parents both built the whole house and brought in everything, things are not ungrateful. A pet was brought in, pet is not ungrateful. The land was purchased, land was developed, the land is not ungrateful. Only one rascal they brought to the world, one child, and the child is only ungrateful. And the child is ungrateful for who? One who helped him to study, helped him to grow up in life. Suppose you are a teacher, school teacher, college teacher, university teacher, religious teacher, doesn't matter. You create an institution. Everybody should come and study. Everybody should come and study. Those who study and succeed, they are different species. Those who could not do anything, what shall they say? He did not teach us anything. You didn't teach or you didn't learn. The institution is not ungrateful. The people who study nicely are not ungrateful. The person who cannot do anything is the only one who will be ungrateful. Because he shall hold everybody responsible for his failure. That you are given a chance to get out of ignorance, but you did not do it, he will not understand that. It's like telling, you did not give me food. I gave you food, but you never did any exercise to digest it and assimilate it. Therefore you became a fat slug. But this fellow will blame the food. Like people do that. You can drive a car, you blame the car. You can play a musical instrument, you blame the musical instrument. You don't know swimming, you blame the water. These are the ignorant people. Even if you give them a chance, they will not do it anything. But they shall be there to give discredit. for my failure. Because I was brought into this world, I came across this person, therefore I am a miserable. What a thing, sir. You understand? Ingratitude goes along with the failures. Those who are success, those who have studied, those who have understood, whether it is in the school, whether in the Brahmavidya or the relative sciences, Paravidya, Aparavidya, it doesn't matter. Whoever has studied and successful, he shall be grateful to everybody. Aparavidya you study, like physics, chemistry, mathematics, history, geography, you study everything, you get a good life, everything you got it. But then you discover that for yourself, for your happiness or unhappiness, nobody is responsible. You studied very good, you are a professor, head of the department, you are a managing director, you got all your money. You are grateful for your success, but you are not happy. That is human. You are a failure and you could not do anything and therefore you are unhappy. That also is not a failure. That's not a problem. Because you are unhappy, because you discover in the world successful people are unhappy, as been unsuccessful people also unhappy. Both are. Somebody is frustrated because he has enough money and no happiness. Somebody is frustrated because he has no money and no happiness. Both will be frustrated. That is why Paravidya is necessary. Who is that? I must know about myself. So such a person, both will graduate to the Paravidya. You did everything, but still you are not happy. Find yourself. You did not do anything, you are a total failure. Find yourself. Sometimes frustration can lead you there. Sometimes even your so-called riches and achievement also can lead you there. Because you see the limitations of it. Both friends, please, whether you are a successful person or a failure, the life will push you into that. You will graduate into the next step. That I know poverty will not solve my problem, but prosperity did not solve it either. I know being alone is not solve my problem, but the crowd did not solve my problem either. My husband, my wife, my child, my friends, even that arrangement did not solve my problem. I know lack of faith is useless, but the faith also did not solve the problem. So somebody finds problem with their faith, somebody finds problem in the lack of faith. That is where all humanity come together at one level, individuality, personality, ahankar, I thought. So who is this I? Paravidya. In Aparavidya, in the relative world, when you are focusing on what you experience, what you see, what you hear, what you touch, what you taste, what you possess, what you give up, what you renounce, what you think, what memories you have, in Paravidya, that in whose presence you experience, that in whose presence you give up, that in whose presence you pick up, that in whose presence a thought is there, that in whose presence the thoughts are not there. And that is universal. Understand? So in the relative world, a successful person has to feel frustrated if he wants to go to the next step. As much a person who is a failure. Both are useless. That is, from the absolute standpoint, success failure doesn't make any difference. We have seen in our classes when we are studying with Swamiji, there are people who are top-notch students, PhD. One person was always in the book, I don't want to tell any name. Really brilliant fellow. All of us are looking at him like, wow. Okay, we are graduate, postgraduate, but he was PhD. But he was so frustrated and so got lost in that also. And there are people at 10th standard pass and came to the class. But they also understood. The teaching was great. Those who were exposed to it, they also understood everything. But those who understood, they flew away like birds. Those who did not, they stayed there to blame the teacher. It's just like parents have a child who never grew up. And that child will always tell parents are responsible, parents are responsible, parents are responsible. All that parents have belongs to them, but what they cannot do, their weaknesses, everything is because of the parents. Unless the parents understand themselves, they shall be a victim of this person's victimization. Understand? It can happen in school, college, business, society, even in the religious field also. Think of parents. Look at yourself. Just because you, a 5 feet 7 inches fellow, with one leg shorter than the other, one entity is frustrated, you want to destroy God, God's creation, to forget this belief, disbelief, human beings, your parents, people, humanity, everybody must be destroyed because I am frustrated. Don't you see that? What business have you got? This is the capacity of the ahankar, understand? This I thought is so, what shall I say, totally confused, perverted. Blames, you shall blame everybody. I'll finish it up with a story. Almost 40, 50 years back, 70, what is it, 76, 77, so it's like 50 years almost. 74, say exactly 50 years, 73, 74, went to Himalayas. So once we are, Swamiji was teaching, Rishikesh Bank, that time it was all empty space. Anyway, we went walking, we went to walk, there is a Nilakanteshwar Mahadev, trekking. So we all, 2, 3 of the students, we said, we'll go there. We went to walking, because there was no class, we went walking. When trekking, also, we are studying these things, very, very enthusiastic and fantastic knowledge. Wow, we are like flying in the universe, that variety. I said, we shall look for somebody in Himalayas, if there are some sadhus somewhere. As we were walking, one fellow was a goat herd. He was a shepherd, grazing some sheep, the goats. We said, hey, is there any sadhu koi hai kya idhar? Anybody, any nice sadhus, rishis are there, sages are there? He said, yes. Just half a kilometer out of the way, we went there. To cut the story short, when we reached there, wow! Small hut, beautiful hut it was. And there was a nice little brook, spring. And a man is sitting there, wow! He was like big, tall man and like a Sardar, big man. And fair looking, dadi, beautiful hair, pure white hair. And there's like Chandan, Vibhuti is there. And just looking at him, we went and prostrated, so sweet. And we are used to sadhus, Swamijis and all that. And then he says, and then he saw we are all young fellows, 22, 23, 24. Baitho, puch lo, meaning ask. Ask any question you like. Since we have studied with Swamiji and for almost that time already 6 months, 8 months, things over, it was all God's grace clear. What is there to ask for asking sake? But there was an American boy with us. He immediately asked a question. Maharaj, what is ahankar? What is this ego, ahankar? He smiled and he said, straight. You see this? What is this? Pointing the finger at the brook, the spring flowing. What is this? Sir, it's a spring. If you are thirsty, will you take that water? Yes. You can quench that thirst by drinking that water. Suppose the water is frozen, in winter water is frozen into solid ice. Will you take it? No. Why? First you can't put it on ice to put it on a break, your tooth will break. No, will not take it. He said ahankar is like this. Ahankar is infinity condensed. As long as it is there, it kills the fellow and kills everybody. Two ahankar, takkar, tat tat tat, fighting. But a piece of ice will float in the water. When the ice will heat each other, water doesn't heat each other. This is my addition now. So infinity condensed. When you say I, you forget the meaning of the word I. The nameless expanse is now frozen into hardcore name, competitive, comparative, mortal, frustrated, dehumanized. Think. And he asked, have you seen ice ever quenching somebody's thirst? No. But when the water melts, when the ice melts, water, it quenches everybody's thirst? He says yes. When the ahankar melts, it quenches everybody's thirst. He is not a problem to himself, he is not a problem to anybody. He is grateful to everybody. Other people can be ungrateful to him, but he is grateful to everybody, including the person who is ungrateful to him. Because those who are grateful to him, this is the same people, no problem. Those who are ungrateful, they wake up the sense of wisdom. The fellow is wise, but fellow is stupid, power. He reminds you. So, understand yourself. It was so fulfilling to be there. Understand, friends. Ask yourself, having listened to these things for years and years, coming across this knowledge, do you have a sense of gratitude in your heart? If you are a fulfilled person, you cannot escape being grateful. And if you are not a fulfilled person, you cannot escape being hardcore, hardened, frustrated, isolated, lonely and selfish. Ball is yours. Decision is yours. Understanding is yours. With you, and please remember that line, that your eyes can see, you have to tell me. Now you know your thought, whether you know or not, you have to tell me. I can tell you, you know, you are conscious. You should say, I know, I am conscious. And if you say so, and suppose I say some nonsense because I don't understand anything, I'm some stupid teacher who doesn't know anything and just giving some words, you shall be a student, but you sit down there and listen to me and say, fool doesn't know anything. Why? Because you know that you know. You are conscious. No teacher can give it to you, no God can give it to you. No force in the universe can take it away from you. With who you are, untouchable. You can't escape being yourself. Name it God if you like. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti sabdhate. Some people call it Brahman, Bhagavan, Paramatma. That is this fight between theist and atheist, iconoclast, believers, non-believers, rational and irrational, no such stuff. Understand? The name, call it Ishvara, all names, all forms, or you can say nameless, formless, both are beautiful. So a believer is as wonderful as even a non-believer, but both must give themselves a chance. Because please understand, belief and disbelief by themselves cannot exist without you being there. So understand yourself, who you are. then you choose whatever you like. Thank you. Close your eyes, please. Thank you, friends. So this is the last class of the year. Last Sunday, so we shall see next year. Okay? Thank you.